it's very important to hear you say that, just for the standpoint that one of the things that might raise concern would be, oh, she's been a prosecutor, is she going to be able to now switch roles and be that impartial?
Right.
And follow the rule of the law, which I guess leads to a question. You've talked about being a public servant again, about the law. What's the importance of both?
One of the things a judge does and this is why I think this race is so critically important for Allen County, to understand what a judge does and why it affects all of us in Allen County, especially a criminal court judge, because a criminal court judge, it's our criminal justice system. It affects all of us here in Allen County. The safety of Allen County, victims' rights, that kind of thing. Or if you have a son or daughter that gets arrested, are their rights being preserved? But being a judge, you're public servant because you're serving all the voters in Allen County. But you also are serving the bar, the Allen County bar, the lawyers. You are the one that are sitting on the bench, and they're putting their trust in you, that when you put on that robe, you make the right decisions, you make the right call, that you don't bring into the courtroom political views, and that's being a public servant, because if you, as a public servant, truthfully, you're serving the public. So as a judge, you've got to understand the rules of the courtroom. You have to understand what's going on in there, and you have to have integrity. You've got to make sure you're making good decisions that are fair and firm, that you know that law. You know the law so well, but you determine the facts in there. If it's a judge decision, you're determining and seeing what's going on, and then you fairly render a decision based on that. So yes, I do come from, after 20 years of state and federal litigation, the majority of it being a prosecutor. I've been asked that before, am I going to be a punitive judge? But I have to tell you too, our police officers are out there doing a lot of good stuff, and they're protecting us. So they need a court system that protects them as well when they bring that into the courtroom, to ensure that there's fairness. Again, not just for the defendant, but for the police officers, for the victims, for the people that are honestly keeping Allen County safe. But I think the best way to your question that says, how, coming from a prosecutor background, can I assure people that I would be fair? In my private practice, like I said, I've been on the defense side. In my criminal practice, I've been a prosecutor. But I've seen what goes on in the courtroom. I've seen firsthand with the victims. I mean, when I have a defendant in a shooting, I have a case I'm getting ready to try in a little while that is a shooting. I've seen the defendant and what has caused him to do that. I've also seen the victims and how it affects their life. So I'm involved in that community enough to know what goes on. So I think because I've been in the courtroom so much, tried so many cases, have always had my hand in the criminal law, I think I can render good, fair decisions understanding that community that these people may come from.
Good. Anything else you'd like to add? I'll give you a few minutes.
I don't think so. Vote in November 2nd. I know it's a midterm election. A lot of people, don't want to vote in midterm elections, but it's critical that everybody gets out and vote. And I think it's critical that they pay attention to this judge's race, because in order for Allen County to stay safe, in order for our criminal justice system to run the way it's supposed to run, we need good judges on the bench, fair, with integrity, but very firm, to ensure that the integrity of the court system stays intact, and that ultimately decisions are being made for the people of Allen County that's best for them, whether you're a defendant, whether you're a victim, whether you're just living here and wanting to stay safe.
Wendy, we appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you.